What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy DWalk316, and right now, if anybody got kids in the room right now, this video is going to go uncensored because I'm going to let a lot fly right now. Whew, man, this was a good day today. So before I talk about the Cowboys putting an ass whooping on the Packers, I got to do something first. Remember when I said I stopped making videos because of my friend died because she was a diehard Cowboys fan? After I went to church, paid a visit to her grave. If she were still here right now alive, oh, she'd be loving what the Cowboys are doing right now. So, before I get into it, this one's for you, Allie. Now, to get into this ass whooping. The Cowboys were on point. Literally on fucking point in this game, man. From start to finish. First quarter, we have a long drive. We get Cole Beasley in the we get Cole Beasley in the end zone, which almost was going to get turned around because we were going to have another catch, no catch bullshit again. And I was going like, oh please, we are not going to do this BS again. That is a catch. He has it. That's a touchdown. We up 7-0. Then defense. It's hard to sack Aaron Rodgers. Couldn't sack him for the life of him, but they were putting a whole lot of pressure on him, getting him frustrated and everything in that first quarter. First quarter, he's getting frustrated. He throws it. And then after that, when it comes down to, here's my question about I want to ask with Mike McCarthy right here. I'm not a Packers fan, but on 4th and 1, you know you got your quarterback and you got Eddie Lacy on. Why the hell did you guys not go for it on us? Because when I saw it 4th and 1, I thought y'all were going to go for it. Then y'all kicked the field goal at Crowley, 7-3. Then we have some problems, which we didn't like here. Prescott fumbles, and Packers pick it up. Then after that, it was getting a little slow. It was starting to become a little bit of a defensive struggle. Then at that, when they got to the end, then at that they fumbled with Jordy fumbles. Well, actually, Jordy fumbled first before Prescott fumbled. Jordy fumbled first, and then Prescott fumbled. So it was still 7-3. And then it was 7-6 at the half. Then at the 2-minute warning, we didn't get anything. We tried to, but then after that, Rodgers, they didn't get anything. We get the ball back at our own 2. And we performed a 97-yard drive. Running it with Elliott. Then introducing Lucky Whitehead into the mix. Him running it with the ending round. Then we get T. Will wide open. He gets out of bounds. Then on 1st and goal before the half ends, Prescott throws his second TD pass to Bryce Butler. We are up 17-6 at the half. Then we go into halftime. We are still putting the pressure on Rodgers, and then we get an interception by Barry Church, and Mr. Rodgers had gone to church today. Then after that, we get another field goal. Then the worst moment happens again. Dak Prescott threw his first interception. There are no perfect quarterbacks in the league that have no picks on their record. I knew that day was going to come eventually, but I'm glad that you should pass Tom Brady without a pick. But it is what it is, so it's over and done with. We're still fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. We are now at 17-6 at this point. Then it is, I think 20-6. I gotta remember. This was a good game. I don't keep track of good score, but I wasn't watching this game, so bear with me. I don't keep good track on score. But in this one, we're doing good. Bear with me here. Then after that, Rodgers fumbles on 1st and goal. Rodgers fumbles. That's when we had the pick. Holding to another field goal. It is now, I think at that point, 20-9 or 24-9, something like that. Then after we get one more, we get good on it on 3rd and 1. When you hear Brett Favre going, uh-oh, in the commentary booth, play action pass, Prescott throws it deep to Lucky Whitehead. He gets out of bounds. Elliott runs it down the middle, down their throats. Then after that, 1st and goal, he hits Cole Beasley. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the game, and we are still up in this thing, winning it. And then after that, I'm like wondering here, because I got to worry about this, because I said this is probably going to be close. And Aaron Rodgers has pulled off some comebacks. But thank God he didn't. Because the only thing I want to say to Packers fans is you guys barely made it past the New York Giants last week. You barely beat them last week. So there was going to be none from last year when Eddie Lacy ran all over us, when we quit and we didn't have our defense, which we didn't really give a shit anymore. That was not going to happen again. We are 5-1. We got our second win in Lambeau for the second time since 2008. We are 5-1 since 2014. We are on our bye, which we need the rest because we will get Mo Claiborne back after the bye because he suffered a concussion. He should be back against Philadelphia. Barry Church should be back. Des Bryant has already said he's going to be back come the bye. And then after this, we are going to be dealing with the big question coming these 2 weeks. Should Prescott start or should it go back to Tony Romo? First off, like I said in my previous video, if the Cowboys had won this game, which they did, you keep with Dak Prescott. I want Dak Prescott to start. He has the hot hand. You keep it rolling because this would be stupid as shit that you put Tony Romo back in. I don't want his ass back in here. If you want to put Tony Romo back in, put him in if Dak is messing up or if Dak gets injured. That is the only time you put him back in. But right now, because we are having a whole lot of conversations, this is like Brady Bledsoe. First off, this is not Brady Bledsoe because Bledsoe was already on his way out in New England in 2001. You could call a little similar to with Kaepernick and Alex Smith, back when Cat was in his prime and when he was good, when he got the Niners to the Super Bowl. This is almost similar to that. But if I am Jerry Jones, and I'm not, if I had owned the Cowboys, I would keep Dak Prescott. But I'm hoping that Stephen Jones has some sense to talk his dad out of doing something stupid. Because he almost tried to draft Johnny Manziel in 2014. Remember, Cowboy fans, he did that. And look where that would have led us. We would have been in a whole mess of hell. But thank God we got Zach Martin. But nobody knew how much of a stud he would have turned into for our offensive line. So right now, for these next 2 weeks, and I also want to wonder when tomorrow morning comes, what's going to happen on Undisputed when Shannon Sharp looks like an ass when he said that we were going to lose this game to the Packers. And he said we also were going to lose to the Bengals. So right now he is 0-2. I am wondering how ESPN First Take is going to feel like with Stephen A. Smith. Well, technically on the ground, Stephen A. Smith is starting to come around on our side because he stated he never hates us. He just says that we are an accident waiting to happen in which that accident is going to occur. Well, Mr. Smith, I haven't seen the accident yet. Still here with all of us. The accident has not occurred yet, jackass. And with that asshole Max Kellerman, who is a Giants fan, by the way, but he is waiting on that. And I also want to hear what his and hers have to say on this subject. In actuality, who actually have been supportive on this subject, who want Dak Prescott to start. So I want all these little sports writers come tomorrow morning, start thinking about this. And start thinking about right now about us. Because we are for real. We beat 2 tough teams last week. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers. All I have to say to all the mea culpas out there, to all the haters out there if they're watching this, do we have your attention now? And all I want to say, and here's the thing. Oh, and I also, for work for me, this is going to be good. I get my lunch, my boss has to buy me lunch. I get $20 out of this bet from one of my coworkers. And then on possibly Tuesday or Wednesday, I have to deal with my mea culpas at work, who hate the Cowboys, who are mostly Eagles fans, who are right now salty right now that they got embarrassed by Pocahontas today. So, which right now, they are a little bit tough right now. Because they are going on a little groove. So right now, next Sunday, all us Cowboy fans are going to have to be Lions fans and hope that the Lions can get the job done and beat the Redskins. Because right now, in 2 weeks, it is against the team that I hate the most in this fucking world. And that is the Philadelphia Eagles. I am not going to get into that right now. I will deal with that in 2 weeks. Right now, I want to enjoy this bye week. I hate that the Cowboys are on a bye, but they need this rest right now. But I love football and I love sports. So I'm going to watch football on Sunday. I will see what happens to the Eagles. And right now, if I'm the Eagles fans, you have to deal with the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. And then you have to deal with us in 2 weeks. I don't envy you. Because your bye came at the worst possible time in week 3. during that stretch, you guys literally are screwed right now. Because all this talk, you guys going 3-0 after you beat Pittsburgh, always happens. You guys go on a high and get so cocky, and then you came right back down to earth thanks to the Detroit Lions. And today, thanks to the Redskins today. And right now, our possibly could be dealing with a battle of the basement right now. But possibly right now, the New York Giants are trying to get out of the basement right now after them beating the Ravens today. And with Odell Beckham having his best game ever. Even though I find it a little funny, I'm not a Giants fan, but I find it a little funny between him and the kicking net. Right now, if he wants to do that, he can go get a room with it. But right now, next week of football, we have the Giants playing the Rams in the UK. And that's a tough call right now. The Rams, how they play, and the Giants right now, who are trying to fight their way out of that basement right now. I could see the Giants. I am not a fan of the Giants, but I could see the Giants possibly winning that game. Because really, with the Rams, you don't know what Rams team you're going to get. And with the Eagles and the Vikings, I've said this still about Sam Bradford still. The only reason that the Vikings are undefeated is because of that defense, and it's keeping them in these games. And the thing of the matter is, I'm still going to say this. Nothing against the Vikings. But if Bradford throws a pick, or fumbles or gets injured, that defense won't be able to bail you out all the time. Because Bradford will mess it up. In a game that I don't know yet. I know it's not going to be against Philadelphia because I know he wants his revenge against them. And they're coming off their bye. So the Eagles have to deal with two teams coming off byes. Huh. Wow. Carmen is a bitch, ain't it? To the Eagles fans who heckle me all the time at work where I wear my Cowboy stuff. So, and to the one who sassed me on Thursday saying that the script's going to occur. Wow. Funny as hell. Carmen is a bitch for real. But, all in all, before I end this video, I've got shout-outs to the Cowboy video makers on here, and any other Cowboy fan who wants to sub to me. If you love the Cowboys, sub to me. And I'm going to give my shout-outs to the sub I'm going to go. First one is Dallas Cowboy Football News. Thank you for the shout-out in your video trying to get me some subs. Simus1974. Major shout-out to him because he was right about Dak Prescott. Because I didn't see this coming. And I'll admit, I didn't. Because here's how I had the schedule for the Cowboys. I knew they would beat the Giants, but I was wrong on that. T-Will would have got out of bounds. I knew they were going to beat the Skins. I knew they would beat the Bears. I knew they would beat the 49ers. The only two that I thought they possibly might lose was going to be to Cincy and Green Bay. And this was way, way before Romo got injured. I thought because of these two tough tests. And right now, Mr. Prescott has passed both of these with flying colors with an A+ in my book. So I have a major shout out to Simons if he is watching this video. Shout out to you, bro, because you were right about that. T-Spence, Hidden City, Cowboys Blog, Ultimate Cowboy, Mr. Kentastic, and anyone else who I'm subbed to on here. Shout out to all you guys. You guys won't see me in 2 weeks when the Cowboys play the Eagles. But if I see a notification in breaking news that say Cowboys have named Dak Prescott as the starter, that will be the next time I make a video. But the next one's going to be against the team that I hate the most in this fucking world, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles. Before I go and get out of here, have a good night, Cowboy fans. Drink up, party hard, and in 2 weeks, we stomp out the shitty Sheagles. This is your boy D-Walk316. I'm out.